Happy August, everyone. I just wanted to get on and chat. I have been doing kind of my monthly processing that I like to do. And as I started thinking about all the things, I kind of wrote down my own brain dump and for me personally, and then started thinking, you know what, this is a pretty general kind of what my brain does automatically. And so I wanted to give it to you guys. If you're here live, I'm so happy. I'll go through this, and then at the end, if you have questions, if you want to jot down notes or put it in the chat or whatever, we can chat about that. And then, you know, we'll get through that. But I wanted to kind of chat through what I do, and what I'm realizing is 12 years into this, I have an automatic system. I'm pretty much on cruise control, but where I'm completely lacking, one of my major weaknesses is teaching and training and helping everybody on the team figure out the system, if that makes sense. So I'm in a constant plan, do, review, adjust, you know, daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, yearly, and kind of an ongoing what I do with my day, how I work my day, what my winning the day looks like, what my IPA looks like, what my results look like, and why. Okay, so I wanted to start with, first of all, if you're here, do you have goals? I keep seeing that quote that says, if you, what is it, where if you aim at nothing, you'll hit it every time, or something like that. Or, you know, if you're just like, I'm here and I'm hoping to be successful. What is that? What is success to you? What would equal success to you? And it's different for everyone. And I think that's probably how I want to preface this whole call and this whole recording that will get posted is there is no right or wrong on your plexus journey. Okay, I think that's the first thing that everybody needs to know and understand is this journey is anything that you want it to be. So part of this call, I'm going to talk about one group, which is you're just here for your health journey, or you would just like to get your products paid for, or you're just kind of dipping your toes in what is social selling, network marketing, you know, what does this plexus thing mean? And then the next group of people is I'm here, I'm showing up daily, I'm setting regular goals, and success to me is XYZ, whether it's a rank up, whether it's a number of for income that you would like to generate for your family, those kind of bigger goals. I guess there's actually 3 buckets, because then some of us do this full time. Like it's do or die. This is our careers. We are going to figure out ways to make things happen no matter what gets thrown at us, which is where I am 12 years in. But what I want to help you guys with today is, I don't want anybody to say I'm stuck, or I'm frustrated, or I'm spinning my wheels, or I'm not moving forward, and feel like you don't have the questions and the answers to why that is. And so I want to help facilitate that, knowing that I have failed a million times, you know, and continue to fail, but in failing and continuing to show up, I'm learning and growing. So just about me and something that I have been working on, just so I can keep it real for you guys. I have had previously been struggling with guilt and shame. And a lot of that comes from setting and achieving huge goals on my journey, but then also knowing and understanding that there are seasons. And so I have found myself over the last probably year, but specifically this summer, battling this mindset of shame and guilt over not achieving big things or not setting big enough goals. And what I have realized through just a lot of reading and praying and seeking and searching is that it's not that I should feel guilty over setting a goal and missing it. It's that I need to understand that I've been leaning into a season of choosing to slow down and rest, because this was Logan's last summer before his senior year, you know, all of the things. So this turmoil that I felt when I wanted to sit down and watch a movie with my family, I always felt like I should be reaching out to somebody. I should be doing something for Plexus, and feeling this guilt over not prioritizing plexus has now been replaced with a peace, knowing that I'm still doing what I can when I can and showing up for my goals, but that includes time blocking time to chill with my family. I don't always have to be go, 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 go in pursuit of big goals. And so I think this summer, understanding that has offered peace for me has been absolutely huge. So I don't know if that's something that anybody needs to hear. It was something that I needed to let my heart feel okay with, taking one step back in just a readjustment of my time and priorities. And that has felt good. That being said, I still have goals and I am still showing up regularly. I have been recruiting a minimum of 3 new level 1s every single month. And that has been a goal that I've set for myself. I'm still messaging when I can. I'm still following up when I can. Every week, pretty much this summer, I've had a new level 1 that has done a reset that I have done one-on-one coaching with versus waiting for a big group. So I want you to know that maybe outwardly things have seemed or felt quiet with less Zoom calls and stuff like that. But behind the scenes, there's still work being done. There's still new people enrolling. There's still, all of that going on. And so we're going to kind of talk about that today. So question 1, do you have goals and what are they? And have you written them down for yourself? Or are you allowing every single month to go by saying, it's okay, I didn't achieve anything because I didn't set the goal, because if I didn't set the goal, then I won't fail. And I've been there too. Like if I don't set the goal and I don't reach it, it's okay. I don't have to beat myself up because then I didn't fail. It's kind of like letting yourself off the hook with an excuse. So that's the first thing. The next question is, did you hit your goal? Did you hit your July goal? Or have you hit your leaders retreat goal? Have you hit a personal goal for income that needed to be generated? Was it a recruiting goal? Was it a number of, this is how many people I'm going to reach out to and share the opportunity or the products with? So there's only 2 answers to, did I hit my goal? Yes and no, right? And so if you say yes, I have hit my July goals, I've hit my summer goals, I want you to give yourself a pat on the back and acknowledge that. And I want you to note, what is working? What am I doing right now that is serving me well? Am I prioritizing well? Am I time blocking well? Am I in a groove with feeling confident with the skill set that I need? Keep doing what's working is what I will say. Now, within that yes, are there some things that could be tweaked? Or are you saying, yes, that worked for that goal, but now I'm going to set a bigger goal and need to evaluate where I am and what I need to step up in, because that would create a wonderful new conversation. If the answer is no, which I will tell you, I have not earned leaders retreat yet. There are some things where I'm like, with goals, the answer is no, then it literally unlocks this entire flow sheet of things that I go through in my brain on a daily basis. So if the answer is no, you need to evaluate first, was my goal realistic? Was it measurable? Did it have a realistic timeline? Whatever that might be, okay? So if you, in June, if you were like, okay, in July, I'm gonna grow by 300 points and I'm gonna make $5,000, and you haven't recruited one person, that could be a really big stretch, right? So evaluating, am I setting realistic goals? If you feel like you need a sounding board, talk to your sponsor, talk to your upline, talk to me and say, hey, Sarah, this is where I am. Do you think this is a realistic goal for July or for August, moving into the last quarter? And I want all of you to be thinking with 30, 60, and 90-day goals, because what we do in August is absolutely going to set us up to close the last quarter strong. So if you did not hit your goal, was it realistic? Then the next flow sheet, and I should probably take a picture of this flow sheet for y'all, but like I said, this was a 5-minute brain dump. Is it a skill set issue or an activity issue? So the skill set issue is good news and bad news. The good news is any skill set can be learned. The bad news is it might slow down where you think you want your goals to be, because a lot of times if you're starting from zero and you have no clue about network marketing, no clue about social selling, no clue about gut health, no clue about, natural wellness products. There can be a learning curve, but the good news is you are in control. You are in the driver's seat for what you need to learn and how fast you will learn it. So if it's a skill set issue, you can look at the 4 pillars, which Brittany Howard has an amazing flow sheet that I'll have to find for y'all. Recruiting, retention, duplication, and leadership. So within that skill set issue, is it that you have zero idea how to share? Like you're at recruiting 101. Am I sharing? Am I posting? Am I inviting people to take a look? Am I in my stories? Am I consistently taking my products? All of those things. From there, retention, duplication, and leadership are a little bit more advanced, and that's for an entirely different call. I just want to keep you guys on an awareness level for what this is, what my brain does every single month as I'm evaluating. So if it's a retention issue, maybe I am going to invest some time in learning about what good customer care looks like. If it's a leadership issue, maybe I'm going to start picking up a John Maxwell book and saying, okay, I've got this down for bringing new people in, but now I'm ready to help lead other people in learning how to bring people in. So personal growth and development and investing in skills, whether it's in network marketing specific, it might be a personal growth and development issue over what am I telling myself? What are the stories that are going on in my brain? And do I need to address my own self-sabotage? Do I need to address my own red light stories for fear of rejection or all of those things? That could potentially be 6 months of I'm going to keep sharing and showing up and taking my products, but I have to figure out what is holding me back with a skill set or a mindset issue. Now, I will tell you, every single day I'm reading something, listening to something, and learning something. I don't care if it's 5 minutes when I'm loading the dishwasher or 10 minutes when I'm riding in the car or a half an hour when I'm sitting in the bathtub. To this day, 12 years in, I'm listening to brand new trainings from other Plexus leaders and other network marketing professionals, trying to get that next tip or that next tidbit that's going to keep me motivated, fueled in my belief, and growing. I am going to post in the comment section of this recording, and I'm going to pin it to the top of our team page. If you are not listening or paying attention to some of the things that Bob Heilig is posting, his philosophy on serving and loving so that we can grow a team is absolutely spot on and in alignment with how I feel like as Plexus brand ambassadors and just in the world of sales, how we can successfully share without feeling yucky or salesy or pushy. So Bob Heilig, he has, it's called Your Virtual Upline. He has a free Facebook group where he does Transformational Tuesday Facebook Lives every Tuesday. He has a free podcast, and he does a whole bunch of just posting in general. So between his free Facebook, his Instagram Lives, and his podcast, you're good to go. You don't have to pay anything. You guys do not fall into that trap, especially early on. There's so much free content for you to learn and grow. You do not have to be investing. Now, as you move up and you start saying, you know what, I need a little bit more mentoring, coaching, support, all of that. Absolutely. I have paid for training. I've paid for coaching groups. I've paid for webinars, but we don't have to talk about that right now. There's tons of free content out there. So Bob Heilig is the first one. And then Brittany Howard, her podcast is golden. Her podcast with her printables, if you sign up for her email flow list or whatever, you get weekly emails from her. I have an entire folder of her worksheets that are coaching questions, flow sheets, 4 pillars, you name it, that I keep on my desk because it is such good content. And the thing about Brittany is she is very wise. She's also a top leader in Plexus. So she's giving specific training for how to grow a Plexus team by growing yourself. If you start Brittany's podcast, go to episode 1, go all the way back, and every single podcast literally builds on the next. I'm brand new. I don't know what to do. Hit play. Most of them are only 15 minutes. And as you work from the beginning all the way through, they literally build on each other and give you a foundation of how to be successful in network marketing, specifically as a wife and mom in Plexus. And then I'm also going to post, I just listened to a video from Amber Miller, who is a top diamond. She gave an amazing talk on how to show up. And a lot of it was social media specific, which it was really simple and really easy things that you can do. And then Trisha Rieger, I shared this post. It was a video, a screen share that she did for the diamonds, but so many of us were like, oh my gosh, that's amazing. We screen shared it. So I have that. So I'm going to put some of these resources in the comment section of this recording. Trisha's video would be more along the lines of, I want to get my products paid for and I want to start growing a team, which I will jump over to. Did you hit your goals? The answer is no. Is it a skill set? Going through the 4 pillars, what do you need to learn? So that's one side of it. So if the answer is no for hitting your goals, the other side of it is it an activity issue? Am I setting big goals and then reaching out to 0 people? Am I setting big goals, but then not inviting people to take a look at what I'm doing? Am I setting those big goals, but I'm not posting in my stories and nobody could figure out that I'm a brand ambassador for anything if they went to go look for it? So you need to increase your exposure and sometimes increase your speed. If I talk to 10 people about Plexus, 1 will probably say, yes, I'm interested in taking a look at what you're offering. If I talk to 10 people in a month, then that 1, maybe, yes, I'll take a look. It's going to take me a long time to get 3 people who say, yes, let's enroll. Now, if I talk to 10 people in a week, have I just increased my exposure process? Absolutely, because I'm now talking to 40 people a month instead of just 10 people a month. Well, what happens if I then start talking to 10 people every single day? You guys see what I'm talking about. And that's straight from Jim Rohn's Building a Network Marketing Business. How fast you go is equal to the exposure process, and you have your foot on the gas pedal to say how many. Now, if I start talking to 10 people an hour and time block 2 hours, and I'm talking to 20 people a day and I'm getting 18 or 15 no's, and I have 3 people every day saying, yes, I would like to take a look at what you have. And I'm sharing videos, I'm adding them to the health and happiness page. I'm asking them what their health goals are and if they have any challenges they would like to address. I'm talking to them about their finances and would, making $300 to $500 a month be something that would be beneficial to your family. And we're moving through that funnel of what I admitted at the beginning is an automatic system that I use that I feel like I'm not doing enough to let you guys know this is just how we do what we do. So, for an example, having 3 new people enroll in July, most of those people were people who have been watching me for the last 6 months on social media. And a lot of them are people that I started conversations with in May and June. So I want you to imagine if you said no to, I didn't hit my goals in July, and then you go back to the activity and say, well, gosh, I didn't really talk to anybody in May and June, and I'm not just going to magically, start having people enroll in July. The activity issue usually is the thing for the exposure process, which is where winning the day comes in. Now, I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you need to do, on this, it's like 2 hours, 7 steps to winning a day. If I were to sit down and do all 7 steps for the maximum time, 2 hours every day, 5 days a week. That is, I've got big goals. I've got big dreams. I want to be, on that Leaders Retreat cruise ship, or I want to hit Emerald. Okay. But there are some things that you can pick and choose off the winning the day flow sheet, which is pinned to the top of our team momentum in one of those things that Shannon posted for us. I have it printed out. You guys, I've been doing this 12 years and have hit massive goals. And I still have winning the day printed out on my bulletin board right there. When I sit down and I look at that, the activity issue can be fixed right there. Am I sowing seeds for later? Am I making posts that are going to help add people? Am I introducing the Plexus vision to 3 people? Am I moving people to the next step? Am I using third-party validation? All of those things, every single day, I look at that. So when things feel slow, I can immediately say, was it a skill set issue or an activity issue? For me, it's always an activity issue. But you have to know that if you're intentional in time blocking and in prioritization, I can even take a break this summer and still enroll 3 VIPs every month. So that's kind of that side of that flow sheet. The next thing I want to address, and then I'll look at, I haven't even looked at the chat, but the next thing I want to address is a few things that, let's see, how can I put this? You will find 2 groups of people when you're sharing. You're going to find somebody who's going to figure out the website, enroll on their own, start their products, and take the ball and run with it. They're going to make a post without you ever asking them to. They're going to see it and they're going to do it. Okay. That's like the top 3%. Nowadays, it feels like the top 1%, but those people are still out there. And some of you that I'm smiling at are those top 1%. Other people just need to be told what to do, and they're going to wait for somebody to tell them what to do. So you maybe are there and you're like, well, I set this goal, but I don't know what to do. I want to encourage you. The resources on the team page, the resources on the health and happiness page, the resources from your sponsor and upline, the resources from corporate, Monday motivation, Tuesday training, welcome Wednesday, all of the wellness posts from Pivotal. Dr. Hartman is now doing Instagram lives. Go Dr. Hartman, right? There's every chance to be successful without somebody telling you what you need to do and then seeing if you did it, if that makes sense. You can get onto your Plexus Go app and look at the Rank Up roadmap for all of the training videos for what's that next step for the now. Is it better and more fun to have an accountability partner? Absolutely. Is it better to have a sponsor checking in with you saying, you know, how's it going? Can I help you reach out? Can I help you with verbiage? Can I help you with a messenger event? Absolutely. But here's what I want to challenge and empower everybody who's on live and everybody who's listening to the recording. Don't wait. Don't wait for somebody to say, oh, we are going to start our next reset on August 14th. I've been coaching one-on-one resets since they launched. I have somebody who's on day 3 today. I had somebody I walked through Monday through Wednesday last week. Pretty much every week this summer, I've had a new level 1 VIP that started the reset before their triplex that I've been individually coaching. You do not have to wait for a team challenge. We've got 2 guides specific to the reset in the health and happiness page. Even if you just tag your person on day 1, day 2, day 3, all of it is there. I have a board set up with all of the corporate videos, day 1, day 2, day 3, and sometimes I just text them that. So the sky is the limit. If you're like, you know what, I want to go silver, but I don't know what to say to people, message your upline and say, hey, I want to go silver. Can we do a 15-minute Meet Plexus messenger event? And they're going to say yes. And if they're busy, go to the next upline. If they're busy, say, Sarah, can we do a quick, Meet Plexus 15-minute messenger event? And I'm going to say yes. If you've got 3 to 5 or 10 people who want the information, we will make it happen. But waiting for a corporate event or waiting for a team event will take the foot off your gas so fast. You get to set the pace and you get to set the tone and you get to go out there and make those things happen. Now, if you're brand new and you don't know how that's done, that's what we're here for. That's what all of us are here for, okay? But we are here to help. I heard this from Genevieve yesterday and I loved it. Me+3 is going to help somebody get their products paid for. If you are ready to take, let's go senior gold and beyond, the leadership formula that she is training on now is help 4, get 4. So you are going to be seeking out 4 people who you know are actively looking to find 4 friends to start doing this with. Now, the flow sheet will continue. And like I said, this was a brain dump that I will take a picture of and try to organize a little bit for you. But there are 2 methods for the help 4, get 4. You can lead with the product and then offer the business. And again, there's no right or wrong. This is a comfort level for what you're based on what your goals are. So that would be, hey, I'm doing a reset. Hey, who's looking to help their gut health? Who's experiencing issues with sleep or whatever? Leading with that, helping somebody on their health journey and helping them get started. Then saying, you know what? I pride myself in helping people get their products paid for. I would hate for cost to be what stops you from this Plexus journey. Are you open, if you love your products, to sharing with a few friends? Okay, so that is product-based, and then putting in that little tag for business. Or you can lead with the business and default to products. That's the scarier option. That's the option that I don't do as much, but here's what I will tell you. That is the option that I started with in the first 2 years of my business, and that is the option that got me to Emerald, Sapphire, and Diamond. Go figure, I stopped doing that, and now things have slowed down, right? So leading with the business and defaulting to the products looks like, hey, I'm looking to change the trajectory of my future. I'm looking for people who are open to doing the same. Hey, I'm looking to start building generational wealth for my family. I'm looking for people who, are willing to do the work it takes to change the course of what your life is. Is that you? It is bigger conversations leading with the expectation of big goals and dreams are possible, but it's going to take work to get there. And you're signing up for the work and willing to learn the skills needed. And if they say, you know what, that's not for me, I work full time, I've got 9 kids, whatever the case might be, then you can say, okay, the timing might not be right. Are you, open to hearing about our wellness products that I believe everybody on this planet needs? And I would love to help you get started on your wellness journey. And maybe, the timing, we'll revisit the business conversation later. Fun fact, the majority of diamonds started product only and then were introduced to the business. Christina Williams ordered the probiotic retail for months. Julia Carty ordered there's so many. Celeste was a customer for 8 months before Jen Hawkins finally convinced her, like, hey, I'm signing up all your friends. Are you sure you don't want to do this? So there's no right or wrong. I just want you guys to know, if you are at a place where you're like, I have to be in Hawaii next year, helping for, get for, and leading with the business will be a more direct route to that. I wrote down the question that I'm going to have to copy for you guys. Where did I put it? It doesn't have to be complicated. So when you're doing your business asks, Genevieve rattled this off and I loved it. I wrote it down as fast as I could. Hey, I just started this new thing and I'm looking to lock arms with a few people who are open to changing the trajectory of their future. Would you be open to learning more and maybe doing this with me? How simple is that? And if you don't like the word trajectory, because apparently I can't say that this morning, there's a lot of other ways that you can say that. But that's the kind of thing. If I'm only saying that once a month, it feels big and scary. If I'm saying that to 10 people a day and filtering through the no thank yous, I'm at least filling my funnel of people who I can't say, well, they never heard about it or they never knew that that was a possibility, right? So the last thing I want to say, and then we can talk about goals and questions and all the things that you want to say. When I say don't wait, plug in. Don't wait for an event. Don't wait for a reset challenge. Plug into what we have, ask for what you need. But you guys, the team page is such a valuable resource page, but that health and happiness page, I think I'm only approving 1 new member every 3 or 4 days. In my opinion, now I know there's a lot of other, sidelines and downlines that have their own customer pages, which is absolutely fine. In my opinion, if you are inviting people to take a look and they are saying no, you can still say, I would love to add you to this informational page. You might find a post interesting. There's a testimony there that I thought of you, and you can tag them on. Utilizing that page for prospects as well as brand new VIPs. They are going to get exposed to testimonies. They are going to get exposed to what our products are. That is where we do giveaways. That is where we do some events. I'll probably do a back to school event this month. That page is there as a resource for you guys to utilize as a third-party tool, which number 5 on our 7 steps to winning the day is using third-party validation. Company call, company webinar, team customer page is a third-party tool, because then the person you are sharing with does not have to trust you or take your word for it. They will see that there are thousands of other people who are trusting and knowing what's going on with that kind of thing. So that is kind of that. So that is a lot. And like I said, this is something that I am ongoing, daily, weekly, and monthly. What are my goals? Have I written them down? Am I hitting my goals? Yes or no? Yes, what's working? Keep doing that. Is there something that I need to tweak to hit bigger goals? Work on that. No, I'm not hitting my goals. Is it a skill set issue? Is it an activity issue? Skill set issue would be the majority. I would say 95% of people right now on our team, it is one of those skill sets of recruiting, retaining, duplication, or leadership. And that is going to be involving personal growth and development, whether it's basic reading Network Marketing 101 books, whether it's picking up the leadership books, whether it's adding podcasts and training. There is going to be an area there that needs to be identified. And I will tell you guys, I just got my numbers from my regional sales manager. My personal retention and duplication is in the red. It's in the red. So I'm going to work on that. So when I listen to Trisha Rieger's training on the fact that day one, when her new VIPs sign up, she jumps on Amazon and orders them the $7 hand frother across the board, 100%. It doesn't matter if they ordered a reset or not, because then they're getting a first gift from her. And then when they get their products and start their products, she's sending them a sample pack saying, I'm so excited that you started your products on this journey. Here's one or two things that you didn't order, I wanted to send your way. She's creating all of these touch points to make it harder for somebody to say, no, thanks, I'm out. And I was like, you know what? I still have convention gifts that haven't been mailed. I still have I am so bad at that. And I'm like, ding, 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 ding. For me, that is part of the retention piece of customer care that I have just put on the back burner. So for August, that is what I'm moving up to, a skill set of I've got to work on loving on my customers. The last day of the month, July 31st, I took time to write down every single level 1 over 100 PV, under 100 PV, and everybody who was qualified. So I have 3 pages of level 1s who I'm like, you know what? There's a few of these people that I probably haven't talked to in 6 months, just because they've been an autopilot. They've been my level 1s for 6 years. And, I've assumed that they're good where they are. I need to be checking in and having conversations about getting their products paid for, or maybe they haven't added one. So as we're moving ahead to August goals, maybe your goal is for everyone on your team to just add one, working on, hey, how can I help you get an accountability partner and run, with your product journey? Or maybe you have somebody who needs to go silver, evaluating where am I and where do I want to be? Do I still need to hit leaders retreat? And is that something that's feasible? How many level 1s with 15 credits per level 1 would I have to recruit in order to make this possible? And I just want to let you guys know, anything is possible. I'm on probably 8 different Diamond team pages. Just, we share calls. I've gotten added for whatever reason. I'm just there. And when I scroll through some of their end of month stuff, and I'm like, there are people regularly bringing in 10 to 20 new level 1s a month, like single people who are just have increased their activity and increased their exposure process. They're expanding their network. They're working on adding value and increasing their influence within their network, which is a whole nother call, and doing the things. So when I see that, I'm like, you know what? Here I am like, yay, Sarah, you recruited 3 this month. And then I'm seeing what's possible, or the fact that, we've got a few new silvers on our team, but the new emeralds that are being announced, they're like, we've got, 5 new senior golds and 3 new golds and 25 new silvers. And it's that duplication piece where you're watching these teams that are announcing 10, 15, 20 rank ups. They're announcing their rank up, but it's because they've got everybody under them who is hitting that next rank up. And that is where the magic happens. That's where the beauty happens with you enrolled 1, you enrolled 3, this person's silver, this person's fast start silver, right? The me plus 3 or that find for and help them get there for, all of that plays into what happens with bigger goals, bigger dreams, bigger steps. If any of this feels like focusing on what is my belief in Plexus, what is my belief in myself, and what is my belief in network marketing, Plexus including products and comp plan. If there's an area there where you are wavering in your belief, it will absolutely affect how you set your goals and what work you do to get there. So it might be that you need to go watch Diamond documentaries. It might be that you need to go watch all of the 2-minute because of Plexus things. In the first 5 years of my business, actually the first 10 years of my business, I had Plexus testimonials on replay in my audio, which, by the way, do you know how hard it is in 2023 to figure out how to listen to audios on CD? I'm like, I think I have a boombox around here that I could put a CD in. But this was I cleaned up my office the other day, but this was how I made it. Listening to audios of people who were successful. And I'm like, well, if they're millionaires, why can't I be? It just changed my belief in what I was doing and how I was doing it. So anyway, okay, let me check the chat. Does anybody want to shout out goals for July? Yeah, cassette tapes. You just saw me and raised the bar, because that's virtually impossible. I wouldn't even know how to go about that. For sure. But thank you guys for jumping on. I'm going to brag. Alexa is on board with her Cruise for Leaders retreat, and Shannon also has earned it. So that is huge and wonderful. And just remember, what happens in August is going to be foundational. So even if you do all of the work to try to earn Leaders Retreat in August and you miss it, it is going to set you up for seeds planted, all the way through for finishing out the year strong. But does anybody have any questions, comments, thoughts on my brain dump flow sheet? Now's your chance. Did anybody have an aha moment for the flow sheet making sense with my brain dump and maybe identifying an area that's oh, yes, right there?
Okay, so I'm going to admit I don't even know what flow sheet you're talking about.
So that's all right.
I jumped late. Sorry.
So this is, I started the call with, every month I evaluate, did I hit my goals? Yes or no? And this is right before this call. This is my 5-minute brain dump of me realizing that this is automatic for me and how I evaluate and reflect on what I'm doing and how I'm doing it. But I realized that I just assume that you guys all know. So I literally did this brain dump, which turned into a flow sheet of what am I doing? How am I doing it? Is it working? So I will take a picture of it and put it in our chat, but I should probably figure out, I have no idea how I would make this turn into one of Brittany Howard's beautiful actual flow sheets. But I will definitely take a picture of this. And then in the comments, when I post this recording, anything that I mentioned about some of the calls and podcasts and resources for skill set things, I will put in the comments for you guys. Alexa, I'm going to pick on you just for a second. Do you feel like you have gotten just into a really good routine of a system, and that's why it feels like recruiting has picked up? You're hitting all of your, goals.
Classic.
Is there anything specific that you feel like that you can maybe address or add for, yes, that works, and that this is what has worked to help me?
I think the whole, you always hear you just had it 90 days down the road, you're planting a seed usually for 90 days down the road. And sometimes that's frustrating because you think oh, you have one conversation and they seem like they're ready to go, and then they're nowhere to be found for a while. Sometimes that happens. And so I don't know, it's just the continual follow-up, the increasing exposure. That's something I do need to like be intentional about. But I think like literally since January, well, I focused on a lot of mindset stuff, but people just came out of nowhere also. And so I think it's just continually showing what I'm doing, and the energy and confidence behind that also is what people want. But just always going back to like at the end of the day, people are still out there with financial goals and health goals, and they still don't maybe really understand what Plexus is, even though I've been posting about it for so long. And so when I'm in the inboxes doing my reach outs, that is really where you can get those questions answered. But honestly don't really know. Like I think there just was this momentum, and it was the perfect timing for the cruise contest, just with how things are going. But also, you know, retention is such a huge piece. So the customer care, I send the thank yous with the samples that they didn't order, that kind of stuff. I like the frother idea though. I might start doing that. But I am at a place where I can feel more organized. I know it's just a thought, but because I do get to do this full time and have all the time in the world. So being more organized, focusing on, you know, my list, my reach outs. But yeah, there's nothing really like specifically different that I did. I think it's just the seeds being planted for years, which sounds discouraging maybe, like, but sometimes not everyone takes that long, right? Like sometimes people are that 1% that are ready to go when you're having that conversation and ready to share or whatever. So it just depends. But
Well, I will say that I think all of those seeds planted were harvested because of exactly what you said, the energy that you showed up with in confidence. And I think all of that behind the scenes coaching and you know, mentoring and all of those things that you kind of dove into, you still chose to show up consistently and vulnerably, where people were like, you know, hey, not sure what's going on. You know, she's a newlywed and then she moved and all the things. You still found a way to show up, and people felt like, I felt like I was drawn to, here's a real person who doesn't have it all figured out, who is vulnerably sharing. But then there was a shift. And I could probably almost go back and pinpoint on social media when you stepped into that new confidence and belief, and that energy is contagious. And when you have that positive energy, when you're grounded in, I am doing this because of XYZ, and you just make up your mind and draw your line, I feel like those harvested floodgates opened up for you because of that boldness and that confidence. And you're just doing amazing things showing up. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I can feel that too. And part of the personal development is, you know, I stopped saying, sorry to bother you. Am I bothering you? Like all of that timidity is like, doesn't have to be a thing. And so really stepping into like taking out all that verbiage, and then also asking people really bold questions like, hey, just out of curiosity, and this is from the one author, but just out of curiosity, what is it that's stopping you from moving forward with this right now? So getting really bold with my questions, because I'm really sick of the beating around the bushes and the people not wanting to tell me no, like just tell me no instead of making me have this conversation with you for 2 months. I don't know, it just happened to me. So it's frustrating. And so just really learning how to ask the better questions to really pull out of people like, what's under that? Like, are you afraid of something? Are you nervous that you're going to fail? Like whatever the thing is. So that's a piece of the personal development too. I feel like that timidity, the introversion, the shyness, the not wanting to, bother someone. Like I'll send 7 messages in a row. Like I don't even care. But also with that, I've learned that it doesn't maybe even need to take that long, because I just shoot them straight towards the beginning, you know? So it's all like a learning piece, but Yeah, I think when you show up in the confidence that like my time matters too, and your time does too, like not that someone has to make a decision, you know, in the first conversation, but you know, the relationship building too, recognizing that, you know, like, oh, they care about me too, more than just an order. So yeah, I could go on and on, but
Awesome. Laura, I'm gonna have Alexa and us, like when I post this recording, we're gonna fill up the comments. If you don't mind, Alexa, with some of the verbiage that's worked for you, like
Sure.
being confident, and we'll type that so you guys can have it for August.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know you guys are hanging on. I'm doing it the old school way. Anybody who had an order. So the thing with this is I think I'm gonna start doing monthly giveaways and y'all can give me like your ideas. I feel like I need another color. Like I feel like I need seasonal Stanleys, but y'all let me know like for giveaways, but I was surprised that there were only 18 entries. Like I was hoping for 100 entries. So the odds are in y'all's favor, and everybody that's on this call, you've got your name in here. Really quick, if you got a Gold School email, it was not an error. They want to fill up the next 2 Gold Schools. So if you held rank or you're a sponsor for somebody who held rank and you got a Gold School email, it is not an error, and they are re-inviting you. They want to put as many butts in seats as possible for the next 2 Gold Schools. I think the next one is actually this Saturday, and then there's one in October. Okay. Oh, so the winner is Sarah Danos. So I will message her, but she's not on here for the Stanley. So yay. Y'all fill up the comments with what you would like to see for giveaways. And I'm also doing giveaways on the Health and Happiness page. I've been trying to do like an Amazon, gift card and stuff like that. But we are headed to back to school. I would love to know what your August goals are. I bought 2 poster boards because I'm going to go old school. Trisha Rieger busted out her like how many points she needed. And just so you know, I'm going to share that video. If you're like on the let's go for it, she enrolled as her re-entry June 24th at convention, just decided like, let's do this. I'm all in. She fast started Ruby. She went from 0 to 500 points in 1 month. Now it was a lot of groundwork that she had laid, but it was one key person who had been watching her, had been friends with her for 10 years, who finally she got bold and she was like, are we going to do this? And let's do this. So she did have multiple people pushing for gold and senior silver, which is the key. So there's your little tip for anything is possible. She got really bold with leading with the business and got her face on Reels. I just did 2 Reels this week. I had gotten out of the habit of Reels. I was pouting about the Reels payments stopping. And they jumped up in views already. So if you are putting yourself out there, adding value, creating content, doing whatever, my reel about toilet paper that took 6 seconds to make has like over 3,000 views. Oh, very good. Just out of curiosity, what is it that's stopping you from moving forward with this right now? That's a really, really good question. And then it's just like, shoot me straight. You don't have money, you don't have time, you just don't feel like it. Like, let's just get to your objection so we can deal with it and either move past it or say, okay, now's not the good time, but I'll chat with you about this later. So awesome. Okay. I love you guys. We are going to be doing this more. I think I'm going to bring back Sunday Night Lives, just some of the trainings. And I know like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, corporate has all of their webinars. I'm just going to admit and confess to you right now, it is Logan's senior year, and I've already cried twice this week about it. So some of those evenings, my priority is just going to be basketball, baseball, anything that he has for his last year of high school, which is why for me, Sunday nights is when I come into my office, everybody's chilling before the beginning of the week. And it's just this quiet time at our house where I do these brain dumps, and Sundays at 8 was always just kind of like, I'm in my office anyway. So I'll probably just do like a Facebook Live if we want it to be a Zoom, maybe. But then also plugging into all of the other things that corporate has. And I am here if you guys need events or all the things. I'm going to finish up all of the products on the Health and Happiness page. I did the bulk of what we have, but I did not post like Glow and Joyome yet. So I'll put those skincare posts in the product guide. And then we will rock and roll with August. So last month to earn the cruise. You guys are amazing. I'll talk to you later.